Welcome. It's a Tuesday night. I'm a little autism, so we're not going to be going out tonight. We're going to be staying in and doing 14. And I have two things on my head today that I want to do in 14. Three things, actually. Number one, I have one more level of Reaper to grab. So I think I might just do that. Number two, over here, there's a mysterious maiden with a locked box. And her quest warns you when that if you accept it, there's not going to be any help, which means it's going to be a puzzle quest, and those are fun. But I think my first priority for anything else, I'm being told that the role quests won't block my progress in the MSQ, but I don't want to risk it. So we're gonna go to Razatan and do the role quests, and for the melee DPS, get that out of the way. So on Saturday, we have nothing in our way. Saturday, we are going to be starting early at noon Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be going until we finish the 6.0 quest. You know, the proper Endwalker quest. Not the post-patch stuff, but the actual Endwalker. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to get everything, like, cleaned up here so that I don't have to worry about it. I don't think you blame me for that. So that's what we're doing here today. And then, if energy and time permit, we will do the mysterious quest with the locked box. But in any case, first things first. We're running into a door. Because this is the building over here. Haha. We're gonna take the free trip to Razatan. I don't see a need to do anything else. And for those of you here or who are watching VODs, you get the first look, unedited, un-G-posited, at Space Pirate Captain Gobo Bar. Transpride colors, of course. But yeah, Kitty, check me to Thavnair. And now we'll teleport. Like, I'm not gonna, like, walk all the way there. I'm just gonna, you know, I'd rather spend 215 than, you know, 1,000, especially when I'm still recovering from blowing a million gil on some relatively high-level armor. So yeah, we're gonna... It's all the way back there, right? Yep. Because this is not the direction I need to be going. I need to be going over here. That's right, Aurine! Hi, cutie! Down the lovely, lovely hallway. No! This isn't right either. We're looking for the Hall of the Radiant, right? That is this way, right? I didn't realize we went outside on the way to the Hall of the Radiant. Whoa, goodness gracious. Oh, indeed, this is the Hall of the Radiant. We did have to go outside. Okay. Greetings, Luminson Delegate. We have a slot for a tank currently open because Albrecht is not here. Do you want to take over? Storm clouds are a-brewin'. Oh, Gubbo. On behalf of the Admiral Blowfishwin, I thank you for your many deeds and service to Luminson. We have received troubling tidings that beasts akin to those that plague Rattatan have been sighted on the Lanosian coast. The Admiral has mustered the Maelstrom in hopes of quelling the threat. Yet there is much we do not understand about our foe. As such, your expertise in this area would be a great boon to us. Will you help us? Wouldn't be much of a hero if I refused, would I? Excellent. The Admiral will be heartened to hear that you have your knowledge and martial powers on their side, I'm certain. Pray, set sail for Limsa as soon as you're able. The Secretariat at Maelstrom Command will apprise you of the details on your arrival. Maelstrom Command? Wait, I think I have a ticket. No? I thought I had an Aetheryte ticket for the Maelstrom. There's an airship landing. Can I fly to the Maelstrom from here? Hey. Hey, can I fly? No. Okay, then. Okay, how do I get out of here without teleporting? I don't want to teleport. I think we have to go to the porter. Porter can take us out of here. And then we go to probably the fishing village and the fishing village. I'm trying to avoid teleporting right now because I'm just like, hey, can we actually leave? So Chocobo Keep. I would like you to take me to Yedlamad. There's 120 gil, which I don't like. That's getting a little pricey. But, you know, we'll fly out to Yedlamad. Interesting. That bridge... I didn't realize that this bridge and that one, like, they were, like, so. I mean, I knew they were on the same map, I just didn't realize you could actually, like, travel between the bottom and the top somehow. And hopefully there's a boat from Yedlamad that I can take to go to Limsa directly. Like, if we actually have to teleport, I will consider that a negative, because, like, this is supposed to be a believable, functioning world, so we should be able to get anywhere. I can go to Vanaspati from here. Can I not travel back? Can I not leave Radzatan without teleporting? I don't see any travel markers. Maybe Ginailil can do that. No. Well. Really? There's no one who can... Abdi! Abdi! Can I rent your boat to take me to Limsa? I mean, they're saying interesting things. I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm not here to do this today. I was just like a verisimilitude thing. But if there, is there literally not a way? Okay. I'm going to look up. I'm gonna look up. Like, is there a way out of Razatan besides teleporting? That is a negative if there isn't. So, FF14, Razatan. Connects to Thavnair. Connects to Razatan. Leaving Thavnair without teleporting. There isn't. That actually bothers me, like, from a game design perspective. That there isn't, like... I wouldn't expect to be able to return to Old Charlie in Premiere, right? But I would expect there to be some way to go. You know, if I click Hilsegard. You know. We have Razatan, we have Thavnair, we have Garlemald. Okay? Obviously, these are a long distance away from each other. But, like... Othard, the Ruby Sea. Surely we can get to the Ruby Sea from here? We can get to more, to like, Alamigo from here? That bugs me. This is supposed to be like a trade port, and there's no sea trade. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can just hit teleport and go to Limsa. But It still bothers me a little bit that you can't leave Thavnair without teleport. So the reason it's actually bothering me is one of the things on my head that I want to do sometime is like a no teleport run where I just go everywhere on foot and by mount and, you know, use all the various routes that we have access to. And this has just told me, no, you won't be able to do that later in the game. It's a Glen! I didn't hit enter before I started pressing buttons. Anyway, we have a secretariat to discuss here. Things with here. But yeah, in the off chance that Yoshi P or someone is watching this, just put a connection from Thavnair somewhere. Okay? I know we can teleport, but I would appreciate not having to. I would appreciate having a long way. But let's find out about the problems we're having in Limsa. Ah, our man in Rested Han told us to expect you. I'll inform the Admiral of your arrival. Glad you could join us, Gobo. Hi, Admiral Blowfishwind. I was not expecting you to come all the way up here from your office. I only wish it were under better circumstances. The grave news from the bounty has not escaped our ears. I can scarce begin to imagine the horrors you've witnessed there. It pains me to say the self-same hell has come to Vilbert. Fell beasts born of deepest despair have been sighted all throughout our island. Tell her what we know. The first reports came a few days ago, from one of our men patrolling Skull Valley. He spoke of a fearsome creature unlike any native to our shores. While we had our suspicions, it was only later that a connection to the final days was confirmed by a most unlikely source, the Sahagin. We've been treating their tempered for some time now, and many have made a full recovery. Owing this, some factions are eager to improve diplomatic relations with Limsa. Is one such faction that's provided the most comprehensive reports in all their alarming detail. They speak of a most dreadful sight, their spawn brothers transforming to horrific beasts before their eyes. Indeed, it's far too similar to the incidents in Ratatan to be mere coincidence. If our assumptions are correct, the first and most formidable of the beasts, a blasphemy as it was decided we'd call them, prowls our waters as we speak. Fortunately, there have been no sightings of the blasphemy within the city. Nonetheless, if we're to spare our people the horror that befell Ratatan, the fiend must be dealt with, and quickly. Despite our investigative efforts, we remain very much in the dark as to the precise nature of the threat we face. Were we to recklessly dispatch large numbers of troops, we'd run the risk of having our own men corrupted. We can well imagine the carnage that would ensue. As such, Admiral Blowfishwind has decided to keep these involved to a minimum, and lead the investigation herself. And I would have you at my side. What say ye? Yes, Swami. You have my thanks. We'll depart at once to meet with our Sahagin allies and gather what knowledge we can, that we might devise a proper plan of attack. They're due to arrive at South Tidegate soon. I'll go on ahead and wait for you there. The Admiral's coming with us? Dang. Let's, we can get to Aleport without... We can get to Aleport without a teleporter. The Aleport docks go to the lower decks. Let's just go to Aleport without the teleport. You know, show that it can be done. We don't need to teleport everywhere. I say fully expecting I'm going to be tired in like 2 hours and be like, why didn't I teleport everywhere to get this done? But yo, Rerenasu, take me to Aleport. I will pay you 40 gil to go to Aleport. That's the cheap way to get to Aleport right there. And now we can hop on a mount and go to Skull Valley. I actually know my way around Limsa. I remember when I first started this game, I was so, like, lost all the time. And now it's like, yeah, I know where I'm going. I know where Skull Valley is. Oh my gosh, we still have that wall that the Garleans made floating over there. Oh, this is not where I'm going? Okay. I thought we would be going over to our Sahagan allies. I guess they're meeting us at the Tidegate. Also, wait a second. What's my... I can't be informal here. She's the Admiral of the Maelstrom. And I am just a first lieutenant. It's well past our agreed upon meeting time. The Sahagan are nowhere to be seen. They do not seem the sorts to break their words. This bodes ill. Let's leave the place to the guards and search Halfstone for any sign of them. Oh, I'm having a little warmth on my laptop. Let's prop her up to get some airflow. Oh, I was gonna chuckle about the fate, but no, that's not the fate. That's... You are not a fun tentacle monster. Shivering Sahagan, are you okay? So, what is this thing? Something we'll get. Null's in danger. Quickly, to his aid! I am not doing it very well at Merwin's voice. Is it going to trigger the fight? Oh, over here. Okay, we're going further. Okay, Merwib's... The Admiral's got that one. I have to go save Null. Null, I'm coming. Are you the one that we were, like, doing tribe quests for when I cared about tribe quests? Are you okay, Null? Many thanks, Shorewalker. Pray tell, is my companion safe? The Admiral's got them. The Admiral herself comes to the aid. Glad tidings indeed. You too have my boundless gratitude for saving my life. Let us quit this place before those beasts return. Yes, that was a weird blasphemy. Everyone's still alive. Good. But not if we stay here too long. Quickly! There's an attack from Mo the Puller and the other Sahagin skirmishers. We need to get inside.
Thank you, my friends. Those ghastly beasts would have made short work of us had you not intervened. And yet, it brought me joy to watch them die. For unbelievable as it may sound, until a short while ago, they were none other than our very own spawn brothers. At first we thought them merely cursed, but our talismans and magics availed us not.
Aye, 'twas no curse, 'twas an evil like no other, innocent souls transformed against their will into unholy beasts, called blasphemies.
Blasphemies! Tell us more.
That would be your area of expertise, Gobo. So at the far end of the universe is a bird who's really, really sad, and she's blah, 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 blah. So we're turning into monsters.
Turned into beasts by the power of despair. This is horrifying indeed.
Thus far, the phenomenon here in Lenosia has been limited to the Sahagin. Why is that?
I cannot say. I wonder if the crushing tide are involved in some way.
I know not of this crushing tide.
Word of them has yet to reach you, I see. It all began when the Indigo Matriarch, queen of our kind...
I'm not doing that voice anymore, that hurts. Was stricken with a grave malady. Tragic as this was, there was one small solace. She was not fond of shore walkers, and so, deprived of her leadership, more of my kind came to see the wisdom in making peace with Limsa. There remained, of course, those who would oppose our cause. They formed a group they call the Crushing Tide. Even now they seek to summon the Lord of the Whirl anew, and consign all finless ones to the briny deep. However, they lack the crystals to do so. Denied the power they crave, they can do naught but gnash their teeth in desperation. And you suspect these feelings of helplessness are the cause of their transformations? Just so. Those of our spawn brothers who turned into these beasts have been fraternizing with the Crushing Tide. Despite our differences, we cannot abandon our kin to such a cruel fate. And we must be careful not to drive them to still deeper despair. Yes, we must consider the situation carefully, lest we bring destruction upon all our kind. Tell me this, are the Crushing Tide even now under Leviathan's thrall? If freed from their drowned state, might they not listen to reason? Were it only so simple. All but a few are long since cured. They walk this path of their own free will. In that case, they may yet be dissuaded from their present course. For the sake of our nascent alliance, we'll do all we can to save your brethren. Fortunately, our most capable ally stands with us, for this woman has bested many a formidable foe, including Leviathan.
So, the great Gubble Bar? In the flesh? Honored and horrified I am to stand in your presence.
Together we will weather this storm and usher in a new age of harmony. This I swear. There's much to be done. For now, let us return to our homes and prepare as best we can for the trials ahead. Should we discover aught of value, we'll be sure to share it with you. I ask you do the same.
Indeed we shall. Until such time I watch over my spawn brothers, and pray no more succumb to the change.
I'm more than 6 levels above the duty level. The duty is level 45. I'm over 6 levels above 45. Whatever shall I do? What am I doing? No. I'm not tired enough to need a teleport yet. We'll sail back into the city. This is Limsa. We don't use no stinking teleports here. We go by boat. Hey, Skipper. Take us to Limsa. See? Much cheaper. By like 20 gil. But we're not clogging up the Aetherite routes, and that's what matters. She says that she uses the internal Aetherite route. There's only a slight risk of potentially leaving a portion of your leg behind. It's fine. Welcome back. Thanks to you and Noel, I now possess a proper understanding of the challenge we face. It is a daunting task that lies before us. We'll continue to cooperate with the Sahagin and learn all we can. When we've located the blasphemy, I'll have need of your strength. Till then, I ask you remain at the ready. Well, I'm at the ready. Secretariat, give me my instructions. Your timing could not have been better. The Admiral's just this moment returned from meeting with the Sahagin, even though she left like an instant ago. I'll inform you of her arrival. We've decided on our next course of action. We face two distinct, interconnected challenges. The transformations occurring among the Sahagin may be one, but the blasphemy is the root of the problem. Thus far, those who succumb have all been affiliated with the Crushing Tide, who continue to resist our diplomatic efforts. If we were to put a stop to the phenomenon, as well as to address our grievances, we may yet have a chance at peace. To that end, I propose a double-pronged approach. On the one front, we'll work in tandem with our allies to redouble our patrols. Should a blasphemy surface, we share the knowledge and move immediately to dispatch the threat. At the same time, we pursue dialogue with the Crushing Tide. We need to bring them back to the negotiating table, see what can be done to convince them to stand down. A key point will no doubt be the lingering issue of securing land for their spawning grounds. It is a discussion I intend to approach with an open mind. It will be no easy task. We succeeded with the kobolds, and I have faith we'll succeed with the Sahagin as well, so long as we parley in good faith. I only hope they share that sentiment. You're wise to temper your expectations, but I'd not abandon hope ere we try. At any rate, Noel has sent word that one Dao, a priest who styles himself leader of the Crushing Tide, has grudgingly agreed to hear us out. I'll parley with him face to face at the spawning grounds. I would have you at my side, if you do not object, that is. In that case, join me at South Tidegate when you're ready. From there, we go together. Why do we not just have the Maelstrom agent at South Tidegate? Okay, now I am tired enough to teleport. Let's go. I've proven it can be done. But seriously, why not? South Tidegate here. Here. In between the tide gates, we have... Fate failed, oh no. We have this, location run by Falkbreda here. So why not just have our Maelstrom commander overseeing everything out of the tide gates? Then we don't have to go back and forth to Limsa. All prepared, are you?
Dao's not known for his patience. We must take care not to incur his ire. I was told he'd be at the spawning grounds upon our arrival, but it appears he's been delayed. Let's speak with the Sahagin here. Mayhap one will be able to shed light on what may be keeping him. One more thing. I came here as a representative of Limsa on a diplomatic mission. Should talks deteriorate and things come to blow, I cannot be seen to bloody my hands. I trust you understand. With that, let's be off.
Okay. Can I hop on my behemoth? Good.
What's this? Since when are filthy shore walkers free to intrude on our sacred spawning grounds?
Pray forgive the intrusion. We seek an audience with Speaker Dao. Where might we find him?
You will do no such thing, shore walker. You've not forgotten what you did to Lord Leviathan. Begone!
I won't get much out of this one. Let's try elsewhere. Alright. Hello, Stoic Sahagin.
Why do you trespass in our domain, vile shore walker?
Oh, we mean you no harm. We come only for peaceful parley with your leader, Master Dao. Where might we find him?
We desire no parley with shore walkers who would steal our home. Were it not for your insatiable selfishness, we Sahagin would grow and flourish.
Your grievances are justified. That's why I would speak with Master Dao and work towards a peaceful solution.
Empty words from a thieving shore walker. But so be it. Soon you shall learn the futility of your efforts. Speaker Dao is currently overseeing security at the spawning grounds. You'll find him by the entrance. Though mark my words, you'll wish you hadn't.
We shall see. I thank you for your aid.
Oh-ho!
Okay, we'll go on foot, but a little jog. Keep up, Merwib. I haven't really explored Sapsa since I was a babby. Dao! Hello, Dao. I'm Nasdaq. How are you?
Shore walkers in our spawning grounds? To what do I owe the displeasure?
Speaker Dao, I presume? Our apologies for entering your home unannounced. I'm Merlwib Blosfishwin, Chief Admiral of Limsa, and this is Gobobar. We came seeking parley, that we might strive for peace between our peoples.
Parley, you say?
Prolonging this conflict any further will lead only to needless suffering. The menace both our peoples face is great indeed. If ever there was a time to set aside our differences and come together for the greater good, it's now. I invite you to join us at South Tidegate for formal negotiations.
Shore walkers and Sahagin coming together? What assurance do I have that you will not slit our gills the moment we set foot within your territory?
I can offer naught but my word. We open our gates to you and invite you into our home as a show of respect.
I do not trust you, Shore Walker, but let it never be said that Dao of the Crushing Tide was a coward. I accept your offer, but attempt any treachery or subterfuge and your people would drown in their own blood.
Very well, Master Dao. I look forward to a productive discussion. Let's return then. I'll send word to Null as well. I'd have our Sahagin allies join us at the parley. Let's be respectful. I learned that in the Far East. See? Aren't I cultured and respectful?
Don't cause problems. Admiral?
See, we could give the job of like taking reports to one of these guys, or stick whoever it is in this tent. They wouldn't have to go all the way back and forth to Limsa. Thank you for joining us here, Master Dao. The air here sickens me. Be brief. Alright, let's get straight to the heart of the matter. A common threat looms before us, one more powerful than any primal, with the potential to bring death without end to both Sahagin and Laminson alike. These circumstances call for swift and united action. You doubt our intentions, but I remind you that we have liberated many of your kin from Leviathan's enthrallment. They and countless other Sahagin have joined us, of their own free will, that we may ensure the survival of both our peoples. Aye, by their deeds have the Laminsons proven themselves worthy of our trust. Master Dao, you and your crushing tide want only to secure a future for your people. I see to you this can only be done by confronting this threat together. Threats. What is this threat you speak of? If it is unity you crave, submit yourself to our command. Be as the Serpent Reavers. They're the only shore walkers I deign call friend. You would ask us to willingly surrender ourselves to your Lord of the War? I do. For that, and that alone, will ensure peace between us. Preposterous! You propose not alliance, but servitude. This way lies nothing but death for all Sahagin. Do you hear this, my spawn brothers? The shore walkers have stolen this one's mind. He decries Lord Leviathan, and espouses the lunacy of our sworn foes. These treacherous wretches have abandoned our god, and conspire to drive we faithful from our ancestral home. We cannot, we must not let this stand. For shame! Forsaken by our spawn brothers, they side with the finless ones and blaspheme our Lord Leviathan. They who steal our spawning grounds and slaughter our children. Our future. Our future. Oh, Dao's figured it out and is using it to his advantage. Wow. Such a Republican. Oh my god. Behold this blessing. Lord Leviathan grants us greater and greater strength. You would call this a blessing? Such horrors! Flee! Flee for your lives!
The beast makes for Aleport. I leave this place to you.
Splendid, splendid. Let all our spawn brothers be blessed with such power. Such pitiful, paltry, alleged prowess.
This is the second time you've saved my life, Shore Walker. My gratitude is as boundless as the sea. What of the Admiral? We must go to her aid.
To Aleport. Or at least on the way.
What a horrific sight.
Oh no. It got the nameless dude. That's sad.
Oh, it's too late. I'm sorry. Yeah. There's no need for apologies. You're not responsible for my people's plight. But what I cannot fathom is Dow's response. How pleased he was to see his brothers become slavering beasts. The fool believes it's a blessing from Leviathan himself. Any hope for peaceable solution would be lost should Dow and his crushing tide manage to wield these transformations as a weapon against us. No, I shudder at the thought that the true threat, the blasphemy, is still out there, yes? Just so. The first ones to transform are those who fall into the deepest depths of despair. The more painful their anguish, the more fearsome and formidable they become in their bestial forms, and the greater their influence over others. I can scarcely hope to stand against a legion of such foes. Would that there were more people my people could do to help. I'll have the Maelstrom patrol the seas for the blasphemy, but we might slay it with all due haste. But this may well amount to naught. If the blasphemy too was born from Zahagan, it could be sheltering in the depths, beyond the reach of our ships. In that case, pray allow my Sprawn brothers and I to serve as your eyes beneath the sea. Thank you, Noll. Though through our efforts combined, we might yet weather this threat. As for your brothers who gave their lives today for their cause, I shall see that they are returned home to be laid to rest as they deserve. She looks into the sun rising in the east. You have my gratitude, Admiral. And with that, we should return as well. There's much work to be done, and we should see it done quickly. Back to Maelstrom Command. I'll have some Maelstrom tickets sitting around somewhere. But since this is like right by Maelstrom Command, I may as well look to see if I have some like stuff to get some Maelstrom Aetheryte tickets. That'll save me time. I'll be right with you, Admiral. I'm gonna check with the Quartermaster. Material. Maelstrom Aetheryte tickets. There we go. 8 of them should be more than enough for this. Then we can just return here. I was just sharing our findings. So you see, the danger is exactly as the Sahagan described. While Dow and his ilk have no means of forcibly triggering the phenomenon at present, it is plain they intend to seek one out. Redouble our patrols offshore and inform me at the first sign of anything out of the ordinary. It shall be done, Admiral. I worry we may be stretching ourselves too thin. Should the situation take a turn for the worst, I'll recall our forces from Garlemald. I'd reserve that for our last resort. For now, I must get to work with securing reinforcements. Ask you remain close by. We may have need of your strength all too soon. And by all too soon, we mean right the moment that I walk off screen. Old heroes never die. The Admiral left a message for you, and the news is not good. It appears the Lemunsen merchant ship was assailed by a Sahagan raiding party affiliated with the Crushing Tide. To further complicate matters, the vessel in question was carrying a shipment of crystals supplied to us by the kobolds of Olgamoro. The Admiral suspects that Dow means to use the plundered crystals to summon Leviathan. She's gone to meet with Null, that we and our Sahagan allies might take swift action. She bids you join her immediately. Should the worst come to worst, your experience combating primals may prove essential. Pray make for South Tidegate and rendezvous with Admiral Blowfish Win at once. Seriously. Just have the Maelstrom representative be in the Tidegate. It's because that it's like not designed to be done all at once. Like I'm doing it. It's meant to be done like integrated in with the main quest plot as you hit the appropriate levels. But you know, I am one level below the level cap, and I have a whole expansion to go. I've complained before that we gain XP too quickly in this game. And I stand by that. Merlvib. Thank you for coming, Gobo. The situation's grim. The Crushing Tide plundered one of our trading ships and seized a goodly stash of Olgamoro crystals. Though their aim is clear, it appears they lack the quantity needed to perform the summoning. Dow longs for days when every Sahagan cried out for Lord Leviathan's deliverance. It will stop at nothing to see them return. I cannot fathom what the Crushing Tide are thinking. What satisfaction, what happiness can be found giving over their hearts and minds to a false god? And so we must thwart their designs, lest the bonds we've forged be forever broken. By the same token, we cannot ignore the blasphemy, nor the transformations its presence may bring about. A battle on two fronts, neither of which we can commit to at the expense of the other. As we sail into the eye of the storm, I'd hear your counsel. What course would you propose? Might we turn to the great pirate powers for aid? As it happens, I've already enlisted the executioners, krakens, and sirens to the cause. They've done much to bolster the Maelstrom's efforts to scour the seas for the blasphemy. So if we're to seek reinforcements, we have to turn elsewhere. But to whom? In that case, we need the company of heroes. That's a name I've not heard in some time. It is true they answered the call many a time. Indeed, other than you and yours, there are none better suited for the task of primal slaying. But they disbanded over 5 years ago. Neither hide nor hair has been seen of their commander since. Absent their leader, I suspect they'll be reluctant to join our cause. Yet I can think of no better option. I'll contact Wheelskate, the erstwhile commander's right-hand man, and see if he'll not hear us out. I'll ask him to meet us at the Drowning Wench. Let's hope he's receptive to our offer. Noel, I trust you and your brothers to continue the search for the blasphemy in the meantime. Of course, Admiral. Should we discover anything, you'll be the first to know. My voice keeps changing because Barb doesn't care. Oh my god. I mean, I don't mean that in like a bad way. It's just like I don't care enough about this particular guy. His voice. I do care about the story. This is an interesting story, and I like that we're coming back to the Sahagan. Makes me feel bad about not like finishing the Alliance quests. And see,
Maelstrom ticket right here. Let's go. And the drowning wench is just around the corner. And apparently we're meeting out front of the drowning wench at my original favorite spot in the game. I used to love coming up here and G-posing into the sunset. My apologies for the delay. Your plea fell on deaf ears? And here I swore 5 years ago I was done playing hero. It's you. I hate all of you. Could someone explain what all this is about? Believe it or not, I'm a respectable man with respectable obligations these days. Take that polearm out your ass, old friend, and stop pretending you're not still a murderous bastard at heart. What's that wicked tongue of yours, Udo? Lest I skewer it and prove you right. Nothing like a reunion with one's dear companions over a bottle of the French's finest vintage. That is why we're here, right? Yes, gosh, long time no I catch up, Landers. Ray Flox's tummy tickled to see Colby friends again. Thank you for reassembling on such short notice. Well, spare us the pleasantries, Admiral. Why are we here? I make a simple request. Reform the company of heroes and let Limsa your strength. You've a reason, I'm sure. I'd hear it. Well, you see, the end of the world is nigh, and we don't have enough troops to go around. So there you have it. A terrible fiend known as a blasphemy prowls our seas, transforming the Sahagin into ravening beasts. At the same time, the Sahagin themselves, specifically a hostile faction calling themselves the Crushing Tide, have declared their intention to summon Leviathan anew. Should they succeed, we'd be hard-pressed to deal with the Primal while still dealing with other threats. Alright, pickle indeed. But the answer's no. The commander disbanded the company, and as his first mate, it's not my place to gainsay his final order. Well, sod to that, I say. Have you forgotten our company creed? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Are the people now in danger not the same men and women we fought to defend years ago? The commander would not have turned his back on them, and neither should we. Bold words, Landiel. But do you truly believe we can honor them as we are? Old mercenaries past our prime, lacking the commander whose wisdom and prowess saw us to glory upon the times. Oh yes, the commander. What if Gobo were to lead you in his stead? Surely you'd not question her abilities. Oh gosh. Intriguing proposition. I, for one, would not be averse to serving under such a decorated hero. Yeah, Gobi friend has goody heart for tight thinking, godly arms for thinky fight. A ringing endorsement as any. I'd hear it from the woman herself. Do you believe you're capable of leading the company of heroes into battle? Better battle than a banquet. Still nursing that grudge, are we? I suppose we owe you a dozen favors. If you're willing to lead, we'll follow. 5 years of the day. Truth be told, I was enjoying the more leisurely life. But when duty calls... Wait, before we proceed, I must ask. Have we no way of reaching out to the commander? forgotten how he took his leave, have we? I've been vanishing so we could each find our own way, apart from him and the company. I doubt we'll see him again, much as I wish we could. The matter of end are the missions you'll undertake. First, your aid us in tracking down the blasphemy that roams the sea. Second, you must prevent the crushing tide from summoning Leviathan at all costs. Was that all? I never thought we might get our feet wet with a real challenge. In seriousness, we should take care to decide who attends to what. Sounds like a job for our acting commander. I'm sure she'll give it all due consideration. So I understand correctly, would bring down the so-called blasphemy. And to do that, we gotta find the thing first. We gotta prevent the crushing tide from summoning a god. Tall over in and of itself. Acting commander, it's your job to decide who'll be doing what based on the skills we have to offer. I recommend you start by having a chat with each of us, so you might develop a sense of our strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. Time to interview the bastards who wasted my time in the ARR. My specialty? Why, impaling fiends with this lance of mine, of course. The stronger the foe, the better. None are a match for me. It'd be folly to waste my talents on dealing with those slippery fishmen. Set against the so-called blasphemy and not a thing on a skewer before you can say Merlewib blowfish win. You know what? Yeah. You're too blar. Wise choice. Send Len Daniel after the Sahagin. He's like to help them with summoning Leviathan to sate his bloodlust. I'll speak plain, I'm not some battle-crazed barbarian. As are none of you. A tribe of peerless hunters, I conduct my affairs with discipline and prudence. As such, I know better than any that to rush headlong into battle is rarely the best course of action. Far wiser is to observe from afar and proceed with caution. Okay, you go hunt the primal summoning folk. Very astute. You could do this job. You know them better than I do. As you well know, my vision's somewhat lacking these days. I can still defend myself when necessary, but I'd rather not come to that. My condition leaves me rather unsuited to scouting and searching. Wasn't always the case, but such is life. On the other hand, I like to think I've got good at sounding out intentions with others during negotiations and the like. Yeah, you help with preventing the primal summoning. Bring some of your famous wine, Shamania. A keen sense for these things. More so than Recon in battle, Shamani has a knack for working behind the scenes to see the company's goals achieved. Bit of a walking Lala stereotype. Brayflox! Brayflox, mastery maker of Illuminati treasures, offers much handily blending with ingenuity. Far-seeing spyglasses seized into ocean deep. Crack fires go boom and blast beasts into bitty pieces. You're gonna help kill the blasphemy, Brayflox. Girl, I ain't never have no doubts. You're the only one of your crew that I like. Logical choice if I say so myself. Seem everyone has their assignments. And I dare say the choices you made are nigh impeccable. If I didn't know better, I think you've been leading us for years. Yeah, they telegraphed it extremely obviously. And with that, it's time we get to work. I've procured link pearls for one and all. We can keep each other apprised of our progress. Pick them up from Maelstrom Command. Best be off then. Should we have any need to regroup or reconsider our strategy, call for us. I'll return to the command and share these developments here with the Secretariat and those Sahagin friends. Do join me if you can, Commander Gobo. I got promoted! I got promoted! I got promoted. Not really, but the game should give me a promotion. Because the Admiral just promoted me. Oh, Gobo, Admiral surprised me of the situation in full. Furnish Gobo with a link pearl, yes? Of course, Admiral. Yay. It seemed the company is trying to reach us. Ho there, Commander. Just give the word and I'll come running. Lower your goddamned voice, will you? And watch your tongue, I'll track you down and rip yours out. You sound more like mortal enemies than old companions. That's where Gobo comes in. I'm trusting you to whip him back into shape. Make him a force to be reckoned with. I'll have the Secretariat contact you if there are any developments. I convey them to enter the entire company by link pearl, but we can't afford anyone taking a reckless action. In the meantime, I'll reach out to Noel and see what he's gleaned about the Crushing Tide and their hideout. Let's hope for good tidings, Commander. A mother's suffering. Grave news, Gobo. We just received word that Candlekeep Key is under attack. It seemed the Crushing Tide struck again. Admiral asks you to deploy the Company of Heroes at once. Our man here will act as your signaler. Company of Heroes waiting your orders. Candlekeep Key. Both Daniel and Udinu should be close by. What are your instructions? Daniel is a hot-headed warrior who lives for the thrill of battle, and Udinu is a calm and calculating hunter. Daniel, drive the Crushing Tide away. Consider it done, Commander. And Udinu, keep the residents of Candlekeep Key to safety. Understood. The rest will head there at once. I'll tell the Admiral you and the Company of Heroes are on your way. Godspeed. Yeah, we'll go to the dry docks. The key is just right there. It's faster than taking the boat through Aleport. Worry not, the tide's ebbed if you follow my meeting. I'm so curious how your men carried out your orders. You'll be pleased to hear Daniel led the attack with his characteristic aplomb, dancing among his foes with speed and ferocity that were dizzying to watch. Udinu made full use of his talents leading the rescue effort. Not a single man, woman, or child suffered so much as a scratch. I had my doubts at first, but you've passed your first trial as acting captain with flying colors. Yeah. It's kind of trivially easy when the game broadcasts this much. If the stakes were lower, though, I'd have swapped them around, give them each a chance to shore up their own weaknesses. Battle's over, I see. 'Tis good the company of heroes still lives up to its name. The man answers, why did you target Candlekeep Key? I spit on your questions, filthy shore walker. I was hoping we might do this the easy way, but if you insist. You would torture us? You shore walkers are all the same. Savage brutes, the lot of you. Torture? Please, we're not so uncivilized as that, my slippery friend. Brayflock's shiny treasure will have the fishermen trading tongue flaps in no time. Allow me to explain. Shamani Lomani and Brayflocks are well practiced in the art of interrogation. Shamani's a sharp mind, as I'm sure you've noticed, and a knack for getting information out of uncooperative types with a minimum of fuss. Brayflocks, her methods can be unconventional, but it's hard to argue with the results. Well, Commander, choice is yours to make. Brayflocks, I choose you. Yeah, fishermen will not spit out truthy words. Brayflock's treat will have fishermen spit out something else. What is this? So vile, so putrid, this stench. Blech. Stinky sweat. Stinky sweat of aged gobby cheese is strong, yes. Makes many nose tickles and stomach turns. Finn's friend spits something up all right, though I'd rather he hadn't. Fine, I'll speak to the shore walkers. Just get that foul poison away from me. Again, I ask, why did you target Candlekeep Key? Tao himself gave the order, said we must establish a foothold in preparation for our assault on the city. He means to attack Limsa itself. With your numbers, that would be folly. Speaker Dao commands power beyond the comprehension of you shore walkers. We've dealt with Leviathan before. You misunderstand. Speaker Dao says that's a greater power still, the very first being blessed by our Lord. The blasphemy. Tell me where Dao is. An island far to the south and east. There he performs the rite that will summon forth the Divine One and deliver my brothers and I to glory. Thank you for your cooperation. I suspect Dao is hiding out somewhere in the Ceadleys, a deserted isle most likely. I don't know much about these so-called blasphemies, but can they truly be tamed so easily? There's no evidence they can. We must operate under the assumption that Dao has found a way. I'll ready a ship and set sail for the Ceadleys at once. Prepare yourselves and meet me at the docks as soon as you're ready. I'll have Shamani and Brayflocks continue the interrogation in the meantime. Our friends here might still be hiding something from us. To the Leminson Ferry Docks. By way of the Maelstrom. And the Fisherman's Guild and the docks are right there. Oh, is Ririnasu going to be taking us, or do we have a new ship coming? Everyone's here? Good. Make for the Ceadleys in search of Dao's hideout. Our friend Null will be waiting for us there. The blasphemy, too, may be present. Be vigilant to keep your weapons at the ready. Well, Commander, do you have any words for your men down the eve of battle? The duty of the strong. is to protect the weak. Yeah, we'll say their words at them. They like their words. We meet again, Tao. Where's the blasphemy? Tell us now so we may end this madness.
Speak of the bloody devil.
There it is, the dread beast I saw beneath the waves. The source of our woes. The echo of all the times. Defend the commander. I grieve grave tidings, my queen. The wretched shore walkers poison the minds of my spawn brothers with false words and foul magics. Our poor beguiled brethren renounce Lord Leviathan and name him a false god. They treat with limsalem and send, some even call for alliance. Must summon him, that the lost might receive at his blessing anew. This I would gladly do, had our stock of crystals not run dry. Morning time is nearly upon us, yet you fight and bicker amongst yourselves. How am I to birth a new brood when my children, grown, stand divided? Who dare enters the sacred chamber? Forgive my intrusion, Green Mother. I speak for the Sahagin who seek an accord with the shore walkers. A new age is upon us. We needn't turn to false gods, nor foment bitterness and bloodshed in our precious spawning grounds. The shore walkers have changed. They endeavor to understand us, to share these lands with us, that they might have peace and we our spawning grounds. Could this be true? Lies, lies! Don't be deceived by this one's delusions, my queen. He's a heathen who's strayed from Lord Leviathan's light. The shore walkers are oath breakers now and forevermore. As they extend one hand in friendship, they clutch a dagger in the other. We are beasts in their eyes, deserving of naught but slaughter. Oh, for a blessed moment, I felt the faintest touch of hope. But you're right, Tao. They're demons, and we are damned. Oh, for woe! My poor children have lost their faith, their minds poisoned by lies. They turn away from the Lord of the world, and cast their lot with the enemy. 'Tis so, my queen, 'tis so. We have no choice but to abandon our sacred spawning grounds and sink to the ocean's floor to rot and decay. Tao, dearest of my children, you tell then that we have no future. How can I bring new life into the world, knowing my brood will have their hearts stolen and their souls made pity? I cannot! What's happening? Please, my queen, you must calm yourself. Such power, such beauty, a blessing from Lord Leviathan himself. That's not good. The matriarch has gone blasphemy is bad, because you can't undo with blasphemy.
This is blasphemy. I can see what all the fuss was about.
Have your wits about you? Good. If you can fight, now's the time. Strike now, my queen. Send the shore walkers and their honorless leader to her death. What's happening? I can't feel my legs. Why, mother? Are we not your children too? Damn it. We cannot weather another blow like the last. I still know what the seven hells just happened, but I'll be damned if I'm going down without a fight.
Steady, the beast is feeding on our aether. Will not survive a head-on fight. Landiel, Udo, remember the company's stratagem when faced with overwhelming odds. Retreat! Let's get ourselves the bloody hell out of here.
We're gonna have a big little duty to fight that at the end, aren't we? Who the heck are you? Damn it all. We'd have better luck holding back the tide. How goes it, friends? It's what I'd normally ask, but judging from the muttered cursing, I gather it did not go all that well.
Barely escaped with our lives. I think the damn beast had the power to stop us in our tracks. Literally.
What do we know of the creature's origins? Was it once as a Hagen as you suspected? Mayhap the echo afforded Gobo some insight. It's the matriarch. The Sahagin are doomed to extinction. Their only spawning queen has turned into a monster with no way to reverse. What? Thou's villainy knows no bounds, sowing seeds of despair in our queen mother's heart that she might transform into that monstrosity. If she was the first to turn, then there's nothing deliberate about it. Still, it's clear his words served as catalyst. If we kill the blasphemy, it'll be tantamount to killing the Sagan's queen. It's not going to endear us to them one bit. cannot turn my spear against the mother who birthed me, let alone take her life. Out of curiosity, did anyone see who fired that shot? Were not for them, we'd all be dead. I know not. We must formulate a plan, and quickly. My scouts tell me the blasphemies left the island and now roams the open sea. I'll order them to continue the search. In the meantime, we must find a means to overcome the beast's formidable offense. Leave that to us. Time and again we've used our wits and experience to triumph over the longest odds. To defeat your enemy, first you must know your enemy. Tell me, Commander, what do you reckon was the most valuable knowledge we gleaned from our initial encounter? That the mechanic is a ball mechanic, so if you intercept the balls, you grab her balls and you squeeze them, and then the explosion doesn't happen. She has the power to absorb Aether. I concur. Now that we know how the beast disables its foes, we can use this to devise a proper defense against it. That's not all we've learned. While the blasphemy can maneuver through water, frequents caves and the like, our best chance of defeating it would be in such a place. Our only chance, I dare say. I'll send scouts to identify any and all large caverns and coastal areas that could serve as shelter for a massive creature. To ensure the safety of our people and to have any hope for peace, this is a battle we must win. All your strength and wisdom will be needed for the days to come. Dismissed. Back to Maelstrom Command. Pat, pat, and all. Find another gal to do the spawning. Come, let's share our findings with the Maelstrom. Like, seriously, there has to be another gal who can be promoted to queen. Don't tell me there isn't. Aethernet shard. To the after castle and the Maelstrom. Now that we've seen what the blasphemy is capable of, 'tis more plain to me than ever that it must be slain. Reach out to all trade ships entering and departing Limsa. Inform them that any sightings of the blasphemy are to report it to Maelstrom Command at once. Understood. But given the beast's abilities, how do you intend to overcome it? I trust the company of heroes in Gobo, experienced primal slayers all, will find a way. And yet I would leave no resource untapped. There's one more whose expertise I'd call upon, if he'd agree. Even Wiskit is at a loss as to his former commander's whereabouts. Mayhap Ainza here could offer some guidance. No doubt you're still fatigued by the battle. Rest while you're able. When we're ready to take further action, you'll hear from me. Till then, take care. Level 89, out of the shadows. We'll gain some chowder. I wish I had better news. The blasphemy continues to elude us. Can you hear me, Commander? It's Wastegate. I have an idea how we might take down the blasphemy. Meet me in Costa del Sol as soon as you're able. That sounds promising. I'll tell the Admiral you'll be away for a bit. Godspeed and stay safe out there. To Costa del Sol, where we're gonna learn how to take down the beast and then finish this quest, and the next quest we'll actually fight the monster and it'll be a trial. Reinasu, take me to Costa del Sol. You're the best, Reinasu. Okay, Wastegate, you'd best not be doing any bullshit with a banquet.
Apologies for having you come all this way. Ever since our encounter with the blasphemy, I've been racking my brain to find a way of dealing with its debilitating attack. Sadly, I've come up empty, and my companions fare no better. That's when I started thinking, if only our finest were still with us. He always had a knack for noticing when the rest of us missed. His eyes were so sharp he could spot a foe's weakness with a single glance. It's thanks to him that we were able to slay both Leviathan and Titan, and live to tell the tale. Rob is, well, he's a bit eccentric. I know you can say that about all of us, but he prefers to work from the shadows. Truth be told, I've seen him since the day we disbanded. I doubt he'd help his old comrades, even if we asked. But an order from the company's acting commander would be a different story. In our heyday, he has a way of reaching them. Whistle at the forked road, and sooner or later he'd show himself. Doesn't matter when, winter or summer, he'd always be watching. With any luck, he still is now. I ramble on enough. Go on. This may be our best and only hope. I must see if this one will let me. Aw, free trial. Oh well. I tried. Stand at the forked road. And a whistle. Here I was enjoying my retirement. Why'd you have to go, bloody whistle? Girl, you need estrogen. Call me Lauren. I'm the company's resident sharpshooter. Lest I was in my day. No need to tell me who you are. I've been watching you for some time. Don't get me wrong, I'm just curious how my fair mermaids are faring. Not as curious as folks were about me, though. First was Skate, then old Miss Spirit himself, as if those codgers could ever catch me. Now Iozia's storied hero summons me forth. No need to say why, you're gonna ask me to help you take down the blasphemy. I'm not asking, I'm ordering. You drive a hard bargain. I like that. Who might I refuse an order from the company's acting commander? So tell me, acting commander, what specific duty would you task me with? I trust you do have a plan. Ball duty. You have to handle her balls. Aye, so you need a way to neutralize the beast's most potent attack. My girlfriend's staring at me across the way, laughing. But like, it's literally, that big ball of lightning is the source of the attack, and you have to go smash into it. It's a ball maneuver that happens all the time in this game. We all make lewd jokes about it. But yeah, we need Lauren to go handle her balls. Well, I can tell you like getting up close and personal with your foes, so you'll be needing support from a distance. Who do you suppose might be best suited to that role? Honestly, I want Merwib and you, because you all have guns. Merwib and her twin muskets can handle the job. Reasonable answer, but wrong. In pure marksmanship, none in Limsa are the Admiral's equal. And Merwib is ill-suited for a supporting role. Not for lack of skill, of course, but rather, come to think of it, something you should know. Follow me. Okay, apparently we're going down to the gal's house in the cave on the beach. Girl, you need to get on estrogen if you're living like this. Seriously, you're just in this cave down here.
with the colibris. Oh no, wait, you... Is this your place? I've G-posed here before. Well, okay. You still need to be on estrogen, but I can see what you're doing now. If you're like chilling out here. No, you're higher up. Oh, you're up here. I think Lauren is homeless. Quite the view, you say. I come here often to admire the sea. Well, you have another day to do it because, like, the festival opens tomorrow. If you would, indulge me for a moment. I'll spin you a yarn. Try not to doze off. Snork me. Back in Paris' golden age, Legolas bastards ruled the Rotantano. I was one of them, as was Merlwyn. We were led by none other than her old man, Blowfishwin, most feared captain of the high seas. Feared by his enemies, that is. Stern and unforgiving though he was, he took me under his wing and showed me the ropes. Aye, he was like a father to me, to all of us, to that fateful day. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. The Minson merchantman was struggling with the nigh constant raids by the Zahagan. Around this time, Blowfish had yielded the day-to-day leadership of the bastards to Merlwyn, his pride and joy. She was still growing into the role, though, and everyone knew the old captain was calling the shots. Old Blowfish had a noble streak, he did. Ordered us to defend the traders from the fishbacks. Lauren, that's a slur. We're trying to move past that sort of era. Merlwyn led the effort, and we fought day after day to keep the seas safe. The fighting was fierce, but we always came out in one piece. Till we didn't. Until after a skirmish, a Zahagan survivor with his last breath summoned forth the Lord of the World. The great beast toppled our masts and cracked the keel like an egg. We clambered aboard the merchantman as our own ship sank, not to do but wait for the end. But then comes Blowfish and his bleeding flotilla out of nowhere to pull us out the fire. And he did. But the Legolas bastards would never be the same. For even though we'd escaped with our lives, we discovered that Captain Blowfish, our iron-willed, unwavering leader, had fallen under Leviathan's thrall. In those days, we didn't know much about drowning or tempering. Didn't know what to make of our captain as he grew more haggard by the day, his words devolving into crazed rambling. Then one day he vanishes, taken off with half our men. Not long after, a band of pirates calling themselves the Serpent Reavers began taking prizes in the Indigo Deep, alongside the Zahagan. At the helm was none other than Captain Blowfish, who cast his lot with the fishbacks. Merlwyn knew what had to be done, and to her credit, she didn't shirk from the deed. She acted quickly, sneaking off under cover of night with a skeleton crew, without so much as telling me. Of course, that didn't stop me from stowing myself in the cargo hold and joining her on the voyage. She was none too happy to see me at first, wanted to leave me out of it, she said. But seeing as I made myself known where she was struggling to fend off a horde of reavers and fishbacks, it weren't hard to win her over. Her twin muskets fell in one after the next as my sharp shooting kept her safe from afar. We cut a path to the center of the isle. It was there when we found Blowfish, or rather, the miserable wretch he'd been reduced to. All bones, with skin shriveled and tangled mat of white hair. Eyes bulging from his head like a fish as he prayed to the Lord of the World. Merlwyn challenged him to a duel, and the dim memory must have flickered in his drowned mind, for he accepted.
And so, with only me there to witness, Merlwyb ended our father's life. The League of Lost Bastards would have lived up to its name if it weren't for Merlwyb. She assumed full command and restored us to our former glory. Not long after, she triumphed in the Trident and was named Chief Admiral Olimsa. I often think back on that day, seeing her charge into battle, muskets blazing. Might seem reckless to some, but that's how Captain Blowfish taught her, and she knows no other way. That's why I made it my job to support her from the shadows, and it's a role in which I'll happily serve again. I owe that much to her old man. My only doubt was that whether you, my friend, were worthy of commanding me. Watching you from afar has answered my question. Aye, tell Whiskate that the rest of my no-good companions that Lauren stands with them. Alright. Back to the resort town. Lauren's coming. Whiskate. Good news, Lauren's agreed to do ball duty. Did Lauren show himself? Well, if you're gonna say it that way, it's pretty clear why she's calling you a no-good bastard. But yeah, she showed herself. She's living, like, in the resort town over there. Like, not like in the resort hut, but like she's living in a cave. I had some hope your words would reach her. I never did imagine she'd agree so readily. Just one thing, I'd appreciate if you didn't mention Lauren's involvement with the company. Landiniel in particular. I'll find out soon enough regardless. Good, and I'm glad you fixed your pronouns, even if I had to do it for you. At any rate, this gives us new hope. All that remains is to set the snare and lure the beast to our clutches. Our scouts are on the lookout for the creature as we speak. If the latest reports are believed, we're drawing ever closer. With that, I'd best get back to it. I trust you report the latest developments to the Maelstrom. Then we'll meet again. Well, then until we meet again, Commander. To Maelstrom Command. By use of special Maelstrom Aetheryte ticket. Hi. While the search for the blasphemy continues, I understand you've been carrying out a different investigation? Yep. Got a gal to run ball duty. Well, I guess the Admiral will be pleased. Of course, we won't have much call for her skills until the blasphemy is found. Rest well and prepare as necessary in the meantime. Lauren, why does that ring a bell? Despite our best efforts, the blasphemy continues to elude us. For the time being, we... Sorry to interrupt, I have an incoming communication from Whiskate. Commander, we snared ourselves a blasphemy. We've our erstwhile companions Real to thank. Knowing that the creature was once the Sahagan Queen, he kept a close eye on the spawning grounds. Sure enough, we spied a massive black shadow moving beneath the water. After receiving word, Shamani Lomani directed the Maelstrom warships to the vicinity to herd the beast with cannon fire into the Satasha Secret. Isolated as the secret is, we can engage our foe without putting small folk at risk. Any words for your men, Commander? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. You don't have to tell me twice, I've been aching for our rematch. Rushing blindly, it'll go poorly as you did for the first time. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll show up just in time to see me deal the curling blow. Now, can we save our vitriol for the quarry which I've lured to the perfect spot that's now waiting patiently for all of you to put it out of its misery? Brayflux gobbly booms blast over big blasphemy into bitty pieces. Motley or crew you'll never find. We'll serve you well enough when the battle's joined, believe you me. This is Merlwib. I'll ready a warship at once. Assemble outside the wench, and once you've seen to all your preparations. So the time's come out. Come, I'll pray for your victory. Yep, out front of the wench. Pop, 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 pop. Lauren, you'd best be spying on me. We don't have time to run off to Costa del Sol. Come meet me and your sister here for the duty. The others should be along soon. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Blasphemy still contained within the Satosh Sea Grot. That will meet its end, navigator willing. Would that my brothers and I could join you. Yet, blasphemous though it may be, that beast was once our mother. I understand, Noel. Forgive us what we must do. Were there a means to reverse the transformation, we would do all in our power to bring your mother back. Sadly, there's nothing left of her to save. For the future of the Sahagin and Limsalam and Sa alike, the blasphemy must be laid to rest. When the deed's done, I bring your brothers, even the crushing tide, aboard the great ship we call Deliberate. I do not want to slay your mother, but this thing she's become, a mindless beast who'd enslave and kill her own, is an affront to the memory of who she was. It is not her. It is not. Remember this always, you must. I'll not ask you to shoulder the burden of matricide. When the time comes to strike the final blow, I'll do the deed. Admiral, all you say is true, and yet... Commander, I've sighted a group of fishbacks. Crushing tide, most like. Heading straight for the sea grot. You'd best make your way here and fast. Time to move out then. Any words for your men before we set sail? Today, the blasphemy falls. You've grown into this role quite well, haven't you? Enough talk, it's time to show the realm the company of heroes hadn't lost a step. We'll stand a better chance of slipping past the crushing tide if we split up. Gobo and I will go together. The rest of you take a different route. Let's brook no further delay. To Sastasha. Alrighty. Actual gameplay. My queen, I beg of you, pray, show your loyal son mercy. Ripdow. The Indigo Beast. It's Dow, or rather, what's left of him. Speaker Dow, why would a queen do such a thing? As the shorewalkers say, what we thought a blessing is a terrible curse. We must away at once. And leave the shorewalkers to face our queen mother alone? No, I'll stand with them. You mustn't sully your hands with the blood of your mother. Go, be with your kin. Go! Forgive me. Got ball duty, Lauren?
was beginning to think you'd wandered off a cliff, Lawrence. Must you say it like that? I prefer to think of myself as fashionable. Enough talk. It comes. Here it comes. We're counting on you, Lawrence. No enemy's weakness escapes my eyes. Just one shot here, and... there we go. So how easy it was? I reckon you can do it too, Acting Commander. Oh, I see. You have to be facing the way there. Is that all you got? Time to put you out of your misery. Aha! My children! Rah.
You're
got
in
you
my
here.
sights.
Oh, everyone's here now. Excellent. So I can just focus on being a DPS. Oh gosh darn. I can't move. We stand with you! The Sahagin! For the future of the Indigo Deep!
The winds favor us! I will not yield.
Aha! And in the... yeah. We did it! Oof, that was tight at the end. Actually, not really. Didn't feel that bad, but that was dramatic. Oh gosh. I wish that were a proper trial. That would be a fun proper trial. I'll not ask your forgiveness, but this I promise. You'll be remembered for the mother you were. Admiral, I have no words.
Ah, Queen Mother returns to the depths in eternal slumber. With your strength, you could have crushed us easily. Why'd you spare our lives? The beasts and blasphemies are born from despair in our hearts. No more. I would break the cycle. Though Tao may have been blind to it, I believe in a future where Sahagin and Leminson live in harmony. Even after losing who she was, your queen made for your spawning grounds, and there she drew her last breath. When your next queen is crowned, know she'll have a safe place to raise her young. Once you've selected a suitable location, Limsa will recognize and honor your claim. A promise for which we're grateful. What of the other peoples of Villebrand? The kobolds are open to the idea. The details will need to be negotiated, but I'm confident we'll reach an agreement. Zahagin, Kobold, and Leminson alike yearn to abide in peace. We can make it so. I've never fought alongside shore walkers before, but I must say it felt good. We have fought our neighbours for generations. It's on us only suffering and tragedy. I beg of you, lay down your spears. Twill take time and effort to bridge the gulf between our peoples, but bridge it we shall. I dare say we have a lot of talking to do as well, don't we, Commander Lauren? Ah, and Daniel, if you'd just allow me to explain. Let's be off here before they drag us into this mess. So let's see. Okay, Lauren is last. Stalwart youth. Why do we ever believe the monstrosity was a blessing? What fools we were. Forgive us what we've done, Queen Mother. It's good to see our acting commander hale and hearty. Who invited this bloody bastard, this bloody bitch along anyway? I dare say the philosophy was most formidable foe our company's ever faced. I must further hone my skills, lest the next enemy prove too tough for us to handle. Wondering where I was during the battle? Well, I wasn't slacking off, if that's what you're implying. My duty was to protect the ship, ensure our safe return. Truly. Fighting with gobby friends gives brave flocks good feels. It's over. We can take pride in the respite we've won. We must never forget those who could not be here with us to enjoy it. Lauren? Girl? Perfect time in acting, Commander. You gotta save me from these bloodthirsty bastards. Well, let's hear your excuse. It better be a good one. Why in the seven hells were you skulking about in the shadows while we did all the dirty work? You'd ought to be every happy if I showed myself sooner. I can hear your whinging now. Well, you didn't think you could handle this on our own? Aye, I'd be bloody furious regardless. Don't think I've forgotten what happened, or what didn't happen on the day of our duel.
Even though the future of the company hung in the balance, I waited, and I waited, and I waited some goddams more, and you still never turned up. But I've got you now, and I'll have satisfaction. Given Lauren's penchant for late arrivals, I couldn't help but worry too. To say cut it fine would be an understatement. It's not by choice as usual. My scouts observed her roaming near Costa del Sol not long ago. It seemed our commander's woeful sense of direction has not improved in the least. I'm also surprised you never realized, Daniel, that was to blame for her extreme tardiness. But the commander did indeed arrive at the agreed-upon location for your duel, after the sun had risen and set half a dozen times. Oh, Navigator, take me. Shamani, you promised that'd stay between the two of us. Brave Flux, you have a kind word or two for your old commander, don't you? Commander Lauren, Commander no more. New commander, friend to Gobies everywhere. Does many sweet works for Gobi kind. And I thought you were too much of a coward to face me in battle. Oh, come now, you know me better than... That's settled, we fight here and now. On your guard. Put that thing down, I say. You could hurt someone with that.
Hard to believe it was once the glue that held this merry band together. I mean, that's right, if you hadn't realized the obvious. She's our former commander. Forgive me for not stating it plainly sooner. I didn't want you to think we doubted your leadership. She's got her quirks, but as you saw, she's a force of nature on the battlefield.
And in need of estrogen.
Anyway, I think we could all say your stint as acting commander has been a rousing success. I reckon it's about time you gave your final order.
Yeah, company heroes brand break once more. Brave Flux never liked parting with grabby friends. You're here. I may have my complaints, but when we're together, a good fight is never far away. You hardly need a company or commander to get you that. Should Limsa again be impaled, there's nothing stopping us from rising to the occasion. Till then, y'all strong enough in your own right. Why not serve the weak in your own ways? Okay, but if the Polycule's going to be back together, give your men final orders and send them on their way. Because I swear none of them ever gendered me correctly, and I'm not going to reform the Polycule. You know what? Fair. Whiskeyed?
At quite a turn of duty, all things must come to an end. Any parting words before you go our separate ways?
Give Gigaruju my best regards. And a swift kick in the nuts.
I can enjoy some semblance of peace again. As much as peace as a man can enjoy wit and hand on foot on the Lord at Costa del Sol. May have been rough sailing at times, but I rather enjoyed serving under you, acting Commander Gobo.
Then Daniel. Well, if you've something to say, let's hear it. Keep the murdering to a minimum. As if I needed you to tell me. Well, I enjoyed the diversion as well as any that my true place is in Gridania, leading a respectable life. You may not have been the perfect commander, but 12 is my witness. I hope to fight by your side again. I await your orders, Commander. Look after the you, brave nun. I like the you. They're in southern Thanalan. I have responsibilities. A tribe that wants for guidance and protection. I can ill afford to tarry here much longer. Nonetheless, it's with some regret I take my leave. For all their faults, of which they have many, they are my companions and I'll miss them. And learn to gender Lauren correctly. Well, let's hear it, Commander. You owe me a bottle of Bacchus. Indeed, indeed. I'll return to wine port as soon as I've tied up a few final loose ends here. Speaking of wine, I've always preferred the older vintages, left to sleep in their barrels for many a summer. They come out tasting better than ever. One might say the same about our own company. Brave Flocks. You will manufacture Lauren's estrogen. Yeah, I want busy work. I want to Flanders slip flax. No more cheese wars, please. Manufacture some estrogen. Brave Flux feels heavy heart, but accepts unless there's bossy words. Brave Flux had good times and happy feels with gobby friends, but good times will come again, and when they do, new boomsticks will bring blasty doom with much fastness. Love you, Brave Flux. Girl? Estrogen. And no more hiding out in the resort town. Okay? On that note, I ought to be on my way. Slipping away again, are you? You're a creature of habit. I resented you for it at the time, you know, but I think I understand now. Better to shun fame and not serve as an example for glory seekers too eager to fight and too quick to die. You're overthinking it. I'm a creature of whimsy. A woman who lets the tailwind carry her where it will. More importantly, this new age belongs to the new blood. I've had my day in the sun. If you succeed in brokering peace with the Beastmen, there'll be no need to worry about the primals.